Hey there, I'm the MadCatster. Am I glad to see you here? Well, Austin McBroom is just beside himself. He got some very, very bad news this week. I'm going to tell you about it, why it's shook him to the ground. So buckle up and let's go. So I'm here with Sybil the Enforcer. Sybil says, please subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Before we get started, I want to say a very special thank you to Kirsty or Kiersey. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but thank you so much for buying me a coffee. I really appreciate it. That's the only thing that's for me. The Amazon wish list down below for the cats is all just stuff for them. The coffees are for me. I need my caffeine with all the driving and early mornings I have going to court. So thank you so much, Kirsty, for the coffee. I appreciate you. So Austin McBroom got some devastating news this week that I'm going to tell you about. My God, this phone hasn't rung in so long. It's the Ace Family Hotline. Hello? Yes? Oh, Catherine, what? What's the matter, dear? You're kidding me. Really? Oh, I feel bad for him. Yeah, I can understand why he's so upset. Tell him to hang in there. Keep his chin up so that KSI can knock him out for a third time. Okay? Take care. That was my good friend Catherine calling from Los Angeles from the Motel 6 that she and the Ace family are now living in. And she had some devastating news, which I already knew about, of course, because I've got the scoop ahead of everybody. The same devastating news that I'm going to share with you. But before we get to that, we have to put a little bit of background to this because it all ties together. So, Austin McBroom, what does he want more than anything in the entire world? Aside from money, he wants to be a social media boxing success and star. So far, it hasn't really panned out. We know the story. It's been told a million times of Social Gloves 1 a few years ago when Austin got all of the TikTokers and YouTubers together, and it looked like it might be a huge success because there was pretty good turnout. But we all know that he didn't want to listen to the professionals. He didn't want to take their advice about the pay-per-view stuff and the promotion. And of course, the event fell flat. Didn't make nearly as much money as he had thought it would. A zillion lawsuits ensued. Most of, I think all now have been settled. And then, because he didn't learn his lesson the first time, he thought he'd give it another go. And so you would think he would have learned his lesson. So we had Social Gloves 2. And he hyped it up so much. First, it was going to be at the crypto arena. For some reason, that ended up falling through, and they moved it to the Bank of California arena, which is a 22,000 seat arena. The event was a complete disaster. I had showed you guys how the tickets weren't selling, and they're just, again, he didn't promote the event the way he should have. And in fact, they've changed the name of the stadium from Bank of California to the BMO Stadium. And I'm wondering if it's maybe because they were so embarrassed by the bad turnout from Austin's Social Gloves 2 that they thought they had to give it a whole new makeover and change the name so that it wouldn't be associated with that catastrophe. We saw on the night of the fight, there was practically no one there, and Dexerto was there. And this is what the person who was on site had to say about the attendance.
We are here at the Bank of California Stadium for the McBroom versus Gibb fight, and we've talked around to some people, and some sources say that they've only sold 200 tickets today.
In his estimation, there's like 200 tickets sold. He said there were more people in the club area than there were actually sitting in the stadium.
We are here in the VIP lounge, and if I had to guess, and if I had to count the amount of people in here, there is more people in here than there is outside in the venue right now.
Now, we know they did have some pay-per-view, but to this day, I haven't seen any figures on what the pay-per-view brought in, but I haven't heard of any lawsuits except from the investor. I told you guys all about that lawsuit where the investor sued them for his money back because he realized it was going to be a total shit show. Other than that, I haven't heard any of the fighters sue him, so I'm assuming that he actually did pay them this time. Then Austin got involved with this sort of round robin fight group that he thankfully wasn't in charge of putting together. And again got his butt kicked. And of course, he came out several months later, and I did a video about this, trying to blame it on, oh, I had COVID that night.
So it took me 6 months to convince myself that it was okay to share what I experienced that night with you guys. So leading up to the day of the fight, I was a little under the weather, but nothing that could have affected my performance. The morning of the fight is when things started taking a little turn for the worst. I woke up, was trying to eat breakfast, I couldn't eat anything. The results were the results, and after the fight, I went to the hospital, and sure enough, I was tested positive with COVID.
Making it sound like he was some kind of a martyr, when in fact he was like Typhoid Mary, spreading that stuff all over the place because he didn't take any precautions to protect anybody. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but if it is, he was very irresponsible. Now, Logan Paul and KSI, in connection with their Prime energy drink, they've put together their own Prime boxing event where they are going to be fighting in Manchester, England. KSI is going to be fighting Tommy Fury, and Logan Paul is going to be fighting Dylan Dennis. This is going to be on October 14th, and it's going to be at the AO Arena in Manchester. Now, this is what the AO Arena says. It says that it is one of the busiest venues in the world and the largest indoor arena in Europe. And if you look down below here, I've highlighted, it says it has a 21,000 seat capacity, and it's won some awards, etc. So it's a big stadium. So it's only 1,000 seats smaller than the Bank of California Stadium. So the Prime boxing event tickets went on sale on August 25th. So just this past week. And again, it's 21,000 seat arena. What do you think happened? Well, take a look here. The fight scheduled for October 14th. Within just 8 hours, they sold out the AO Arena, the biggest indoor arena in the UK. Within 8 hours. And with weeks and weeks of sales, Austin couldn't even sell more than 200 tickets, allegedly, to the Social Gloves 2 match. What does that tell you? Either A, Austin's just not a draw for people anymore, or KSI and Logan Paul have got professional management of this event, and they've been promoting it, and they've gotten the word out, and they've got professionals managing everything and not themselves. Austin, on the other hand, always seems to need to be in control of every little thing, and I think that is always his downfall, is he can't delegate to professionals, and he thinks he knows what's best. Clearly, KSI and Logan Paul do, because their event sold 21,000 tickets in 8 hours. I'll be interested to see how that event goes. I mean, if it's a sold-out event, I'm sure it's going to be a rip-roaring success. I presume they're going to do pay-per-view too, but I haven't seen anything about like the pricing or where it's going to be broadcast. So we'll have to wait and see. But oh my God, did you feel that? God, that, you know what that must be? That must be Austin having a temper tantrum after he learned that KSI and Logan Paul sold out the AO Arena in 8 hours. That's my guess. And I'm sure it's a blow to his ego. And frankly, with him not having a single professional win under his belt, he might just want to hang it up and focus on something else. But you know him, he's not going to. As a matter of fact, I think he mentioned he's going to be boxing in Europe. And actually, what happened with that? He said he was going to be like in Ireland, I think. And I haven't seen anything about any upcoming fights for him. So who knows what's happened with that. Maybe it fell through. I don't know. If you've heard anything about it, let me know down in the comments. What do you think of all this? I'm sure you're not surprised. Are you surprised that KSI and Logan Paul could sell out a 21,000 seat arena in 8 hours, and Austin McBroom couldn't sell allegedly more than 200 tickets for a similarly sized arena even after weeks of sales? I'm not surprised. I mean, those of you who follow along with their drama know that it's to be expected the way these things go. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. I would like to say thank you to our Patreon patrons, and also a big thank you to our channel members. You guys are so awesome. We are so grateful for your monthly support, and we appreciate you sticking with us. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it'll help us keep growing. And it would be great to see the momentum get going again and push us over that 20,000 mark on our way to 25,000, which is kind of a milestone in my head. But anyways, I hope you guys are going to have a great Labor Day weekend. I'm still working on my kitchen, and hopefully it will be finished soon, and I can unveil my new channel concept, which that's only part of the equation. So I'll leave you with that teaser again, and you can kind of think about what it could be, what it is I've got coming up. But in the interim, you guys take care of yourselves, love one another, and I will see you in the next one.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.